Freddie printed out his, and it looked fantastic.
Cool.
Yes, it was a bit too late for us to get through everybody's. So
Actually, I told Wemble everyone to give to him or give to someone and just set one large print, leave it overnight, so guys can have it. You don't need to babysit. Once you're started, that's it. Just leave it. Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, great. So maybe tomorrow we'll have more.
Cool.
Just have to do it in a systematic way to make sure it's not like the yeah.
Right, but I was wondering if you just, I feel like this is maybe a complex way of testing, but just take the circle out. And that's what I'm wondering if that other hand like the easier to do. This will look cooler, but yeah, it's fine.
Oh, it's from there. I didn't understand where I was looking.
I want to see a protocol today of what we're going to do with your fish and how we're going to record them and which order they're going to go in. I want to have everything down so we can even start doing the experiments tomorrow.
Okie doke.
And I put in that, what's it called? I signed you up for a, what's that one? No, for the Python thing tomorrow.
Oh.
I think it'd be good to play around with the data that you're collecting from the spider box.
Yeah.
With the markers.
Yeah.
Figure out how to slice and dice it and stick it into your ML code.
Yeah.
Is there any specific ML code you recommend to start? I was originally just thinking SCNN, and then after meeting with SCN, he was like, something's going to work in real time, maybe. He doesn't think it needs to be that complex.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It needs to be less.
That's where you can play around with it. That's
Right, I got it. Like a regular ANN, I think like you.
Yeah, in theory, a 3-layer neural network can replicate any computational function, right?
Yeah.
So the things, I mean, we're going to have some lecture theories about us. You know much about CNNs?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's a CNN type problem.
It doesn't feel hard enough.
Yeah, or even 2D enough.
Yeah.
The kind of the thing that's just not just the 2D nature of it, which is relatability across all multiple.
My audio's on.
Oh, you're talking like the amount of companies.
No, no one's talking.
Yeah, it's basically trying to do feature protection.
I have my microphone on and my volume up.
There's enough dimensions.
There's enough dimensions to it.
Yeah, I feel like I'll just mess around with how complex the model is versus the time saving. I do think
I'd also like to know what the hell are those other things. So from your videos, if you're marking islands, what are the other ones?
I mean, I'm looking around.
Okay.
I'm looking and some of them do
Should I start it?
Everyone ready?
But they're not.
But I think we need to be adding those in saccades.
I think you can start and the rest of us will catch up.
We can train the neural network to differentiate saccades.
I can say
So now everyone's here. Okay. Great. So guys, how are you? I hope you guys had a blast yesterday. No, a blast was a stretch, right? Just was okay. It was okay. Today we're going to talk about the laser cut. Laser cut going to be much more simpler, much more easier to do. So I don't want waste too much of your time. I know you guys have a lot of things to do. So we're going to they are very similar, so just going to shrink a little bit and make more easy, okay? So let's talk about what is my presentation? So we're going to need the Fusion 360, Inkscape. I don't know if you're actually going to need that, but it's interesting. And the software to do the laser cut called RDWorks, okay? This Wemble has. And we actually, let me add it. I think Wemble's there. So he can give you the software. This is the software part is very straightforward, okay? So let's start talking about what's a laser cutter. We have 3 types of cutters. It can be the laser, that's a CO2. It can be a diode, Okay. And it can be a fiber. It's a very simple principle. It's a huge LED or the tube that emits a light. You pass through lenses, and you can cut your material. Okay, we have in here. A few has air to blow the dust out. Instead, you cut with like some movement blade or a mechanical cut. Use light to burn and cut your material. Okay, so laser, the CO2, the laser, the fiber, they usually cut plastic, wood, plywood, those easy materials, not too hard. Okay, then you have plasma. Plasma, it's a combine of gases and high power, and those you can cut metal, you can cut steel, you can cut thicker chunks of material. Then we have the water. Water can cut even thicker material. That's basically super simple. It's just under pressure water with some sort of material they're gonna cut it. They use garnet. It can be sand, can be a lot of materials. So in this class, we're gonna do the laser, but using the DXF file, you can set to any of those systems. If one day you need to, oh, can you cut a plasma? Yes, you can. You just need the plasma cutter, but you know how to get there. Okay. So let's talk about what there is two basic types. This tiny one, it's a tabletop. It's a very simple system. It's just two axes, Z and X and Y. It can cut like small things. The blue one on the right is similar to the one we have in the office. It has three axes, but it doesn't cut in 3 dimensions. So what that means, if I have something that's a big piece of material, I can just lower the bed and set. So the basic difference between a 3D printing and a laser cut, the 3D printer, you're gonna add material. The laser cut, you're gonna remove material. It's very, very straightforward. So I'm gonna shrink very down. I already did the Fusion 360 presentation. I'm not gonna go to that again. So again, we had this idea, and I just keep stuck in this idea. Let's do this silly combine range, and you can actually get a laser cut one. And it's silly. I want to do another thing with you. I did this before, and it's like, oh man, that's so silly. We should do another thing. But the principle is the same. You're gonna use Fusion 360, and I'm gonna use Inkscape. Did anyone use Inkscape before? No. Did anyone use CorelDRAW or Adobe Illustrator? Yeah. No. Maybe. Okay. The principle is the same. It's a vector-based design. You drew a bunch of lines that doesn't represent an image. It's a bunch of vectors that mean represent numbers in space, and you can shrink, you can expand, and you always have the same result because you don't lose resolution. It's not actually an image. So let's continue. Let's see what's happening here. So let's go to Fusion, everyone. Yay! I wanna. Did everyone has the project from yesterday? No. Yes.
Yes.
Let's open that. I want to give you some examples of what you can do for laser cut, because when you think of laser cut, you think like, oh, it's just cutting a piece of paper with a knife. You can do more complex things than that. So let's open the range we did yesterday. Okay. And while you guys doing this, I want to show you something you can do with a laser cut. And actually you can do 3-dimensional projects with a laser cut. This one I did like a spice rack you can mount. So my wife asked for me to do it. This is based on the thickness of a material, and I can just have a bunch of those parts and I put on the laser, and I can cut and I can assemble like that. I did a capsule tray with acrylic on the front, so you can actually put on the 3 trays. You can put different flavors. And one last thing I did, I had a 3D printer that I want an enclosure. So, no, not this. So I made this entire enclosure laser cut it. So let me see if I can hide the 3D printer. Only God knows where the 3D printer is. Anyway, so all the top, bottom, all those parts are actually laser cutted. So there is a bunch of things we can do with the laser cut, and it doesn't just mean scratch a material or just cut a piece of wood. Sometimes
I'm a little confused on how you use the laser cutter in that last example.
I'm sorry.
So you showed us the 3D printer enclosure, and you said you used a laser cutter to make it. But it was my understanding that laser cutters remove material. So in what way did you remove material to make that enclosure?
Okay, so yeah, let me go back to this one. So let me start to hide some bodies here. Let's see. Dun, dun. Oh dear Lord. Okay, so this side here. Actually, let me. I hope this can help you. So, for example, this is the back. Okay. So I did the drawing for the back, and the laser cut this dimension just in a straight line. So I made like as some sort of box with jointing points. So we can cut it, put together. I spray painted, and I don't think I can show it to you. I can grab it later. It's not too big. I can put it here on the table. You guys can see it. It looks great. I put lights inside, and so there's a lot of things you can do. For example, because the 3D printer has some sort of limit. If you guys saw yesterday, the bed's like metric again, 200 by 200, 230 by 230. You cannot go that big. But for example, I want to do experiment with a cockroach, and I want to do like a channel that the cockroach just run through the channel. I want to see what comes out of this. You know how long it takes to the cockroach. I want to train the cockroach to go back and forth. I don't know, something like that. So we can go to the laser, and the laser is like large, so you can cut like something like 1 meter, 1.5 meters, and make your setup. And to print that, going to be just ridiculous. It's going to take too much time. It's not going to be easy to work with. So there's a lot of good things that you can do with the laser cutter. And another thing you can do, you can make things from your 3D part into the laser cut. And this is very interesting. I was trying to find something. I had like a jig to put drill bits. I cannot find it. I don't know where I did that. And I have the top is just a piece of acrylic. And I extract the precise size from the thing I did on the 3D printer just to cut the acrylic and put on the top. So what we can do with this. So if you guys have that range from yesterday, and if you can open, or if you just want to watch, it's not too complicated. And everything goes down to one thing. Can you guys guess what it is? Sketches. So what we can do from sketches. So if you have your part and you can see from the back, okay, you can rotate here if you need to. So have the front, and let's go to the back. And what you can do, you can just click on the back and start a new sketch. Sometimes Fusion likes to flip things upside down. It's not a problem. And we can use the offset. And I want to offset. See, there is one sketch here that's not helping me. Let me delete this. Okay. Let's do this again. Beautiful. So if I want to do an offset, I want to do an offset from this part of the back of the part. And I want to be 0. I don't want the lines go bigger or smaller. I just want the lines to be exactly what it is. and I want to do another offset of this polygon exactly as 0. And if I come here and hide my part, I already have my file ready to laser cut. What? That's it? Yes. Sorry, it's the dog. Yes, it's very simple. It doesn't have too much work to do because the laser cut gonna do 2 dimensions, and anything that you can do like a drawing, and you can ask to engrave, and you're gonna do the engraving. We can do other cool things here. Are you guys doing this or just watching? Just okay. So did everyone did the same thing as this or no? No. Okay.
Some of us have.
Cool. So what you can do here, just for like an example, we can put that text again in here. Let's just do like straightforward from the center. It's more simple. It's a freestyle. We don't need to be precise because it's something more friendly today. So let's do this something again. And I don't want to waste too much time doing this. Please don't get excited with the font and other things. And as simple as it can be, this is already can be cut. And I did one I have on my hand. So if you guys can see my camera, I have this version that I did before, and I just made this through the laser cut. Okay, I burned it a little bit because it was on a rush, but you can adjust the proper. This is one problem of the laser. If you put too much power, you just burn everything down. So if you guys did this, it's a very simple system. I sent a file to Wembo. It's Wembo. Did you put on that folder or whatever or no?
I put a link in our chat box.
Okay, can you guys? Yeah. So what is that? That's a cockroach vector. Okay. So I use Inkscape. Actually, I didn't use Inkscape. I used CorelDRAW to make the cockroach as a vector, so you can use anywhere. And for example, if you want to import some DXF from other places, you can just come to Insert, DXF. You find your DXF. I have the cockroach here. Cockroach. And I can... Oh no! Where's my cockroach? Yeesh. Oh my god, this is ginormous. So yes, we can get, for example, this is a DXF cockroach. I can just laser cut this guy if you guys want. Because the simplicity of the laser cut is a straightforward drawing to cut. You just need to set up what you want, like the edges. So for example, I want to do this on Inkscape, but if you guys want to import the cockroach, we can do this together. Who wants to import the cockroach?
Most of us.
I do,
Okay.
but I have a hard time even getting the outline.
If I'm too fast, we can start again. You guys want to start again?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I think that's the consensus.
Oh, no problem, guys.
Outlines of the
So, okay, I'm going to start over. So we have the range. Yay! Okay, range auto control. Gonna flip to the back. Why I'm doing this on the back? Because on the top has all those curves, and that's not gonna fly. I want like a straight line.
See, you gave us homework yesterday to change the back. And
We all added curves and words.
Oh, you guys changed the back. Excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
So screw this. Let's start over. Let's do something else. Do you guys want to do the range on the laser? You guys want to do something else?
just do something else.
Something else, I think. Yeah.
Oh, that's just perfect. Okay, new design. Screw that. We always start with the sketch. Oh my God, nothing happened without the sketch. So do new drawing, do new sketch. Let's do something different. Let's do some sort of Christmas ornament. That was just wrong. I don't know if you guys are.
We're on Hanukkah.
Yeah, or Hanukkah. You guys don't have a Christmas tree, so let's do something. Okay, let's keep on the keychain. It's flat and it make everyone happy. So what we can do here? Let's do something like that circle again. Oh my God! Let's do 60. Make a little bit bigger. Okay. And let's do another one on the top of this guy here. Remember, align with the center, move until you see the green, the blue X. I make a small one like 16. Ooh. So we have something called 60, a circle 60 big, and a small one on the top that called 16. Ain't that called? It's the measurement. Max is crazy. Anyway, let me know when you guys done with this.
Would be 16 millimeters.
A 60 and 16. And if you still inches, be careful. It's gonna be something so big not gonna fit on a laser. Remember to change to millimeters.
I think it's too little. Like,
I think it's too little. Do you want one?
Oh, Sarah said, I wonder if we're making a snowman. And, and I said, I think
No.
the top circle is too little to be his. To be his.
Actually, it's not. So what I like to do on Fusion 360, something that requires calculation, requires precision. Okay, I want to do a template that I'm gonna cut, I'm gonna fit into this. So it'd be nice to do this on Fusion because you can get precise alignment, precise value. It can be very, let's say, mathematical, if that's something you should say. And we can do this, try to do this in Inkscape. It's more friendly, but it get difficult to do more precise arrangement. It can be done, but it's not so easy to do as this. So if you guys do this too, we can go to trim. Let's cut this internal part and let's cut this. Oh my God, it becomes like a weird something. So let's cut, let me zoom in. I want to make this, you see, if it is like 1, 2, 3 parts, I want to trim the internal part of the small circle and the external part of the big circle. And became this. If anyone has a question, let me know.
I did the sketch.
Let me do this again. So if you see this, go to modify. There's the scissors. Cut the down part of the small circle. Just click it. And the outside part of the big circle. And let's try to add another thing here. Oh yeah, let's make something even cool. Let's do another circle here, like 50. Ooh, and another one inside here. Let's go from the top to outside to 5. But Max, how tall is this? We can use the measurement. I'm rushing. You guys gonna curse me in a few seconds. No, thank you. Okay, step by step. Where are you guys?
We're good. We're with you.
think we're all caught up.
Wow.
Yeah. But I'm not sure exactly how to do the measurement thing.
Yes. So you go to create sketch dimension or keyboard D. You click on the center of the, and you click on the center of the small one, and you give it the value, and you can change the value. Let me redo this.
Okay. Awesome.
So you press D or go to create and click on the center, and you can drag where you want, and you can just change the value you think is appropriate. I put 32.
Okay.
Nice. So, do you guys want to try to import that cockroach thing?
Should our measurement be? I have a measurement of 30. Is that above?
Me too.
Yeah, auto.
Wait, what?
So I did the measurement thing like you asked, and when I pull it off to the right, it says 30 along that line, not 32.
Oh, you can if you put like 10, you're gonna bring down. You can put any
Yeah,
value.
I'm also getting 30.
Yeah, you can put any. If you double click it, you can change the value.
I'm getting a error message that says adding this dimensional over constraint fit.
Me too.
Oh yeah, okay. So you guys somehow tied to this to another. Okay, so Control Z until you remove the small circle.
Oh, okay.
Somehow you end up tied to this alt center to the circle. So if well, let's do something even easier. Just do a 5 mm circle, nowhere, floating on the middle of space. Go to the dimension tool. Then I'm gonna click on this center. I'm gonna click on this center. Remember, if you move in different directions, it's gonna give you different ways to measure that. I want to measure on the X axis. And I put 32. Wow. And if you go here and do dimension again, and you move to Y axis and you put 0, and not gonna allow me. Awesome. Why you hate me, software? Why? Nah, darn it. That's new. I never saw that before. Gosh darn it. Okay. Don't do that. Let's see what it can do.
I just dragged.
Yeah, that's new. I never saw that. Let me do a negative value. Yeah, so 0.001. Nice. What? It not allow me to do anything. It's not good, but it's gonna do the trick.
I think you got it.
I don't know why.
Yeah, this is a new update that I never saw. How it don't allow me to set this to the center. This is just crazy. Anyway, let's try to import that cockroach. Okay. So what you can do? Go to Insert, EXF, and you. I don't know if you guys have the file, but it asks you to select the plane. Let's click on the top, anywhere on the top. That's like that super ginormous cockroach. And you're gonna import. And before you confirm, let's move away from the center. And you can free move anywhere you want, just so you can have enough space to resize it. You're gonna drop in here. Yes?
I still wasn't able to get that small circle into the proper place. I got it to be 32 millimeters above the center of above the origin, but then I wasn't able to get it to be 0 millimeters away from the y-axis.
Yeah, actually, me neither. I put 0.001 and it shifted. That's probably a bug
Okay.
because I always this is something you can always do. Set to 0 and it brings to the axis. But I don't know why it's not allowing. So actually, you can even put 1 extra 0 here. But so far, after you guys do that, or if you still want to do that. To avoid like to be wrong, what you can do if you think it is still not be able to, you set and you move inside the y axis. You can see that you're there because you have the blue guide. Do the 5,
I think I can drive.
then you do the distance to 32, and they're gonna bring it to the center. So there is some tricks that you can do. Sometimes you get stuck into 1, 2, but I think like you're gonna spend hours trying to figure out why it's not allowing you to do 0. So go to Google and forums like, why is the zeros not coming in? But you can go and do it in a different direction. Sometimes when you tie something to a reference, for example, if I come here and do a circle here, like I bring from the center and tie it here, it's not gonna allow me to move because I did on the let's say an anchor point. An anchor point, once you put something in an anchor point, you're not gonna move. And anchor points usually are in the top of a line that cross an axis or in a corner. Those parts you can like hardly move. So if I try to move this here, see, let's say you cannot move because your anchor, your drawing. Is that the error you had before, right? Sweet.
Maybe.
Wait, what does that error mean again? Sorry.
What?
What does that error? What is the overdimension error?
The error is like this. You can you can follow one of those one of those guidelines like on one axis or in any other axis, and it tells you that you're following the axis when you give you the blue line. And sometimes when you go to a joint or a corner, it gives you the hey Tim, it gives you the blue line of reference. But if you do in a junction, they call anchor point. What's the anchor point? When you do a drawing, base it into, for example, here it's matching a line of the circle with the line of the axis. If I put a circle here, this circle never gonna move anywhere because it's anchored.
Okay, gotcha.
So if I try to say, hey, you're not on the right spot, he said, I'm not gonna move. I don't care what you say.
Okay.
Is someone that's trying to ask me something or no?
No.
Okay. So let's continue. Let's import. If everyone has a cockroach, let's go insert and insert DXF. I wanna finish this in the next 5 minutes. I wanna go to Inkscape. Now you guys are gonna tell me like, Max, that's so stupid. Why you're doing this on Fusion? Because Fusion has the proper values and you could do more information on that. So let's insert as to select a planar sketch. You select this one, that's the one you want. Select your DXF, and you're gonna explode the ginormous cockroach. Before you confirm this box, I want you to just click on the square and move away from the drawing because we have to resize it.
Are you gonna make this message in the camera?
Wait, how are you downloading that? I just need you.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. How it goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right click that and then go to download down there.
Okay.
Just download to your computer.
Yeah. I got
Nor,
it
if you're
downloaded.
looking for the cockroach
Oh, okay.
logo, is in the Legend Cutter folder now.
It wasn't there before. Where are you?
Just search up C.
Oh my gosh, it's like
Here's
3
the-
times.
yeah.
That's funny. Selection.
Can I continue? No, maybe.
I think so. What are just quickly, what are the dimensions of the cockroach supposed to be?
Oh, don't worry about the cockroach right now. So when it drops on the screen, use the square and move away from the drawing because we want to resize and bring back to the drawing. Okay. So if you move away, you can just confirm and you're gonna drop it. You can now use it, the left click, select it, then we can resize it. Okay.
Did you say that one more time?
Yes. So let's re-import this bad boy. So insert Ish. Insert DXF file. Ask you to select a sketch or a plane. You're gonna click on the sketch. Gonna ask you to select the file. You're gonna open the file, and you're gonna drop here. We don't want to select other things, so let's move away right now, and you can confirm. Beautiful. Now it's dropped here. Using the cursor, using your mouse with the left click, normally, you're gonna select the cockroach. But try to avoid select this. We just want the cockroach. Okay?
Yeah.
And if you say, for example, I'm trying to select, and I'm selecting the value. I don't want this value here, so you can just delete that.
How do we select it as a rectangle instead of a polygon? Because mine's kind of drawing in a strange way.
Oh, you're using the right. You use the left. You're saying like this. Eesh. Wait. So you're doing this, all right?
Yeah.
I use the other button. Using the right one. Use the left one.
It's doing the same thing with my movies, right?
Can you go over once more how to?
Is it?
How
I can select window selection. Is that the same thing?
It's strange because. So if, for example, let's try to do this again. Maybe I'm doing something wrong here.
I got it.
Okay, so let's just try again. DXF, select the plane, this guy here. Select the file, cockroach. I'm gonna drop it. Before we do anything, just click on the square and move away, and confirm. That's it. If you have to confirm, otherwise you're gonna continue editing. Right click or left click, it doesn't always do the same thing from the bottom or from the top. And if you do this drawing line, you can just continue, do the drawing line, and conclude. You can do with the right button and also. And you're gonna ask you to select, where is that? Did work or no?
Yes.
Awesome.
I also did. Can you one more time? Last time
What part?
for a couple people. Once more.
Just a sketch part. Like, how do you get to go around the animal on cockroach?
Go to Fusion.
You talk about selecting the thing or importing the thing?
Just selecting it.
Is left click, hold, and select.
Ours is like polygon like, but it works. Or maybe mine.
We just have a different default version of select.
Yeah, but it still works. Yeah, it's not the
Okay.
draw. Like
Yeah, sometimes they do this thing here that you can just move around, and this is with the right, but sometimes it's not showing me to select here. It's bizarre. I don't want to zoom in. I want to select. It's not giving me select here. Bizarre. So, and you can go to modify and sketch scale. I think I delete some part of the cockroach. Okay. When you select, go to sketch scale, and you can put a version into percentage. So you're gonna give you value of 1, that means 100%. You're gonna shrink down to like 25%, maybe even less, 20%. You guys want me to repeat this?
Just one time.
Just once.
Okay, no problem. So we have the cockroach. You're gonna select the cockroach. You're gonna go to modify, sketch, scale, and it'll give you a number value 1. 1 means 100%, and you will want 20%, so it's 0.2. You're gonna shrink it down to 0.2.
Then we confirm. And last but not least, let's put this cockroach inside the circle. So we're gonna move. Select this again, and you're gonna move inside. It might be interesting to do smaller than this. Yeah, that's cool. Now we should do is you should make it smaller than 20%, guys.
How small?
15%. So it's 0.15. Then select again. Go to modify, move/copy.
Can you
You
slow
can
down? Sorry,
Yes,
I just need a second.
perfect.
So I've selected the round thing on the left, but I don't see sketch scale when I go to modify.
What are you missing?
So I selected the round thingy. I'm clicking the drop down menu for modify, and I see. Is it scale or is it sketch scale?
Sketch scale.
So I don't see sketch scale, but I see scale. Even though I have the round thing selected.
You don't have this sketch scale here.
No, the drop down menu is different. It's not actually going into the sketch toolbar.
So wait, did you close your sketch?
Yes.
So go back in the timeline here on the bottom and double click it. You're gonna reopen your sketch.
Right.
Then you can select the cockroach, go to modify, then sketch scale.
Same drop down menu. No.
Wembo, can you check for him? Because when you had
Wembo's helping.
sweet. When you're inside the sketch, it's actually sketch scale. When you're inside the sketch, that means you're trying to edit another physical, like a body or like a component. Then you give it the just scale. Did you guys reduce the cockroach?
Yeah.
So just go to move, select again the tiny friend,
So now when I select
modify, move, and just move to the center here. And you can zoom in and find a nice spot for it. And you can confirm.
So I don't have an option to actually give it. Not yet. You have selected select the point. Move right, move further, it goes in. So right here, go ahead there. There's something.
And if you accomplish this, you can finish the sketch. And I want you to do something. If you did everything okay, if you go to your browser, you're just gonna have one sketch. If you have more than one sketch, you did something wrong. Okay. Sure. Any questions?
I have one quickly. I don't think I made mine a lot smaller, but I don't think I made him quite tiny enough. Should I make it so that he's totally within the inner circle?
It's up to you. I want to do two things here. I want to export this so you can laser cut, and I just want to finish and do like a 3D thing so you guys can see how they look like. So if your cockroach is too big and you go back to your sketch, the problem is now it's hard to select just the cockroach when you put inside. Actually, so you can try to just select the cockroach and rescale. That's fine. but now you're gonna be again 100% of this size. So you
Yeah.
might do 80% or something. But see, I already select this external circle. So now things get messy. See? Oh no. So to avoid this, then try maybe to undo it, reduce, then place.
Yep, that's what I did. I just undid the movement, and then I
Perfect,
made
yes.
it tinier, and I'm gonna move it back.
Perfect. Yeah, sometimes try to fix and makes even worse. Just redo it. It's best
Yeah.
thing you can do. So if you guys finish, awesome. I want you to go to your sketch one, click on sketch one, right click and save as DXF. Wow. So I want to create, I did this call Roach one. And you can save anywhere you want, okay? Again, expand your sketches. You gotta have one sketch, right click, save as a DXF. And I'll leave this for a second.
Yep.
So everybody's on the same page? Yes? Easy? Hard?
I think everyone's.
I'm kind of falling behind, but I think you should continue.
Did Webo help you? Did you find what's wrong?
Yes, but there was consistent problems popping up, and y'all got a little beyond me, and that's okay. But I can still follow along. I understand everything that's happening, but I'm having some problems with each step actually doing it. There may be some bugs with my interface.
If you want, you can just delete the cockroach and just export the circle just for testing, okay?
Okay.
Or just finish your sketch and save whatever you did. Just the circle on the top of this, it's perfect. Don't have to stop it. So if after everybody save it, let's do something cool here. Let's try to do like a 3D thing just for sport. We can select the external area and let's say you can do any value you want. Remember, after the first extrusion, your sketch one gonna disappear. You can highlight it.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we'll have. What's that look like? What's that look like? I just did 15.
So we just make some sort of, I don't know, ornament or keychain or something with a cockroach. You guys can play again. Remember, you guys can play with colors. Let's say plastic. I want like ABS white on the bottom, but you can double click and do some cool colors. I want to do this another color here. Let's do some sort of orange cockroach. Ooh. And let's say make this metal. You cannot 3D printer color, just one color at this point, but you can have some fun with your ornament, okay? And I made 3 bodies, so you can just look into this and say, hey, I have the circle, I have the offset, I have the cockroach, I have just the empty area of the cockroach, and I have the entire thing. And you can combine those and make your ornament if you want 3D print this later, okay? What's too fast? You guys need help?
I know what to do, but for some reason, when I click on extrude and put in a value, any value, it disappears.
You guys having the same problem or no?
Yeah, I'm having the same issue.
Yeah. So if I just pick one thing and I I'll do one.
Oh, it's your body hiding, like here?
Why is he hiding?
That's so fine. You just click the sketch. Just go to the sketch and click that.
Oh.
If your sketch is still open, you're gonna see on the top, it says finish sketch, you have to finish.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't looking at my sketch.
Okay.
Silly.
And if you do one extrusion, your sketch one gonna disappear. So remember to come back and highlight so you can do the others.
Yep. That's what just happened to me.
Beautiful. Well, beautiful no, but at least you figured out what's happening. So now I wanna go to we export this into DXF, and DXF is a basic extension for a lot of softwares, a lot of Adobe Illustrator, Corel, Fusion, Inkscape. Every single software that uses vector based uses DXF. DXF is like the standard file. There is no way to go wrong with the DXF. So I was planning to do the range. That's okay. Don't worry. Just save it, and a bunch of other softwares can do this. We have a plot, no, a cutter plotter. Is that right? Yes, in the office. So if you need to do like a large sticker or something like in the vinyl, you can use even this drawing to do that. You just expand the size, not going to lose quality on anything. That's very good. So if you guys have Inkscape, Inkscape is a cheap version of CorelDRAW or Illustrator, and I don't want to go too much into this software because the idea is prepare you to do the laser cut, not to learn about the software. But let's try to do that on Inkscape. Let's see what happens. And I have Inkscape here. And okay, that's good. Let me just do a new close without saving. Where's my Inkscape? New document. So sometimes it's nice to look the things we did on Fusion, see if there is no extra geometry or anything. So once you do the new, oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong screen. so so when you do it, it's nice to inspect and open in the different software and see if everything's okay. So that after you do the new, go to File, Import, and find your how do I list this by? Give me a second. Sorted by date. Okay, Roach one. And when you start to import, I open my Roach and ask you, what do you want to change here? Don't change anything. Manual scale, and hit OK. I'm gonna ask you what you want to do. Just first option. Actually, don't have to change anything. Just confirm it, and gonna bring you what you did. Okay, and now it becomes very fun because it's so easy that you can now change dimensions without being a pain. You know, we can make it bigger. We can make oval, and that's very easy to work with. And you can add text without suffering because it's very painful to do this on Fusion. But Fusion is good for precision, and Inkscape is good for like improve. So what you can do, for example, you can add a text. So let's set fellowship 2021. Cool. Okay. And how you add this text? So you can click on this A, add the text you want. Same thing, you can just select the text and let's change the font to something cool. Are you guys following me? I'm too fast today, right? I have a lot of coffee. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think we're mostly following.
Oh, great. If anyone has any question, please let me know. And we can apply this, for example, let's combine this guy with this thing here. So we go to text, flow into frame, and nothing happens. Awesome. Let me see a group. Okay. External one. This guy. Let's see, gonna work now. Ah, put to path. Sorry. Ooh, not here. Not here. Gosh, Narget. Okay, so do you guys import the drawing? Great. So if all those drawings has something called group, you can a group or ungroup something. So there is a bunch of lines, and I want those lines to be precise, stuck together. So what do? You group those. They be precise. They when you move as once. So if you right click, you can ungroup it. For example, let me just roll this back. Okay.
Bless you.
So if I click here, they are all stuck together. I cannot like move the cockroach. I cannot move the internal or external circle. So if I right click, you can go and ungroup. So what that means, now if I just grab like this corner and I can mess with everything. Or if I just go to this line, I can just move this line away. Okay? So what I want you guys to do, if you put any text you want, you can just, let me just change this font here because it's ugly. I put something this cool. And let me resize a little bit down. And this very easy to operate. You don't have to go like numbers and precision and just go with the flow. You can select this, hold your shift key and select the internal circle. Then you go to text and put into path. And once you put, you can just like rearrange it. Jesus.
My words are just going right on top of my circle. They're not like meshing.
Oh yeah. So if you select okay, you're saying on the top of it. Like let's see path text. You say on the other side of the text. You see here on the top.
Yeah.
Okay, you can just turn it. You can just flip it, and you say, "Oh, but it's still outside the frame." Jesus, why you're not doing this? Let me explain to you. Okay, you do it 3 times. There's a reason this is a free version of a good software. Oh my God! Why are you doing this to me? Okay, I don't care. We're gonna be like that. So you're probably outside here, okay? It's like this, something like this. You can slowly shrink it down. You can move inside. You can adjust the ratio.
So how do I get it to like be on a curve like that?
Okay, so to put on this curve, what I did, I asked this text to be aligned with this internal one. So holding shift. If I want to be on the outside one, I'm gonna hold shift on both. Go to text and flow. Now put on path. Sorry.
Put on that. Okay.
Now I put on the outside. That's make even less sense. But I want to select the internal one. It's a free software, so there's not much to do. And in mine, keep putting upside down. I don't understand why. And if you turn it, it comes out of the frame. Don't worry, you can always resize it, move it. Did anyone get even close to this?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Cool. I thought this would be a buzz today. Awesome. I'm glad. So before you guys do something like, oh, let me try to move this, like Max, move my thing and I cannot come bring back. You can select everything. I click and it's not here. Awesome. Object and group so they don't spread, they don't fall apart. Okay. But before you do this, let's finish this bad boy. And what I want you guys to do, if everybody on the same situation here. So right now, this is a text. It's actually a font. Is a TTF format. So if I double click it, you can actually edit, and it's something we don't want to. Okay, we want to transform this into. Oh my god! Oh my god! Wow! So I can do it.
Oh,
Yeah. Nice. So I want to transform this text into a vector. And how we transform this text into a vector, okay? Let me just put this guy in here before I lose my cool. Wow. So go to object, path, object to path, and you double click it on the object. So now you cannot transform this are individual drawing. Those are vectors now. You cannot edit as a text anymore. So go to select the text box, go to path, object to path, and you click. So now you have individual boxes. What that means? That means now it's 100% ready to cut. So let's save this. Save as whatever you want to call this, but you have to change the format. He's asking me to save it as SVG. SVG is the standard Inkscape format. I want you guys to go to AutoCAD DXF 2014 or R14. And you can put any name you want. I know.
So what was the last part? Transforming into a vector.
Sure.
Oh,
So let me just do this here. So test. So this is actually a font that I can edit. Apparently I cannot control Z it, but I can edit and make it whatever I want. But I want to export as a vector. So to avoid any problems, you go to path, object to path, and I click it. Double click it. Now it's not a text anymore. It's just individual vectors. So if I go here and pull this guy here, it's not a font anymore. It's just like a drawing. Good. Nice. So go to Save As, select AutoCAD R14, put the name you want. I'm gonna put my final. Save. Gonna ask you a few options. You should do millimeters. Is the only thing you're gonna change, and make sure those two boxes are checked. Those are information to export. We don't need to be concerned about that. Okay. And you can save. And basically, it's it. You can do anything you guys want in here. If you want to do like any other drawing, you can like, oh, I want to do a square in here. And I want to do, anything. It's a free drawing software, so you can put anything you want. And we go to software that's going to do the laser cut and just going to explain to you how to set up the laser cut. It's Wimble around or no?
Yep.
Nope.
Did you guys did you guys had access to the RD Works program? You guys don't need to worry right now. I'm just gonna explain to you, and when we can help you guys set up and do this on a.
We can't hear you anymore. Can you hear us?
Oh wait, seriously? I mute myself. I don't know how. So when you guys stopped listening to me 40 minutes ago.
After you said Wembley on the side.
Yeah, Wendell's
Okay.
gonna
So great, awesome. So what's gonna do? You guys can put all your work into one file, and we can cut at once. And because it's very fast, it takes like 5 minutes. You don't need to be worried about like, oh, let me do mine first and can do this later because it's fast. And I'm gonna explain to you just a little bit how the laser software works. When we can help you set up the software in your computer if you need to cut, or if you just can say, oh, we're gonna do it through someone else's computer. We just set up one computer, and if you need to cut, because you don't have to put your computer on the laser, you just need to save the file on the flash drive and use to cut. So it's very easy, very simple. I'm gonna explain to you. If you guys want to install it, it's okay. If you don't worry. It's not a big problem. So this is the laser software. It's similar to Inkscape, but Inkscape is bad, but this software is like out of the charts bad. It's terrible. It just used to cut. So I want to just set it. Mine is set up to the laser. We don't need to worry about that. So let me show you what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna import, and I did this final. So this is the thing we did today. Okay. Yes, you have an idea how bad the software is. Oh my God. Okay, so we have import the file here. Okay, and if you zoom out, you can see the size of the bed. This is the laser area. So usually you move to one of the corners or what we want to do, and there is three things we can do on the laser. We can cut, we can etch, or we can pan. Okay, so cut means the laser gonna do full power and gonna cut through the part. Pan is like cutting, but it's not gonna all the way down. It's just gonna outline what I want. And etch is gonna scratch the material from the surface. Do you guys ever saw one of the Sparker boxes we have that says "Made in Michigan"? Has the acrylic. So that made in Michigan. It's etched, so it's scratched. The laser scratched the material. So how you do that? First of all, you select what you want and you set a color. So on the full one, the top says cut. So if I set everybody to be black, it's gonna cut, I'm gonna lose because parts gonna start to fall, and we don't want that. So I just want to cut the outside. I want to cut the inside because I want to make a keychain. I don't want to cut this guy or the rest, so I can just select, say this guy's here and set a red. And I said, oh, here call scan, the same thing. So we have options to scan, to cut, dot, I don't know what dot is, and pen. Pen you're gonna do as a cutting, but not gonna go through it. And scan is the same thing as etching, so it's just gonna pass the laser through it. And this guy I don't want to cut, that's why I just want to pen. Ooh, nice. So this is the options we have to laser cut, okay? Any doubts on that? And if you, for example, if you want to do 3 or 4 of those, you can just Control C, Control V, and you can just spread around, you know? It's a very bad software. And you can organize, align the things you want. If I, for example, because it's adding software, say I don't want this line, you can just delete it, okay? Or I don't want this BYB thing, or just I don't want this whole. You can just do tiny adjustments. But if you have to do it, do on Inkscape or do on Fusion. Guys, have any questions? The laser cut was much. The 3D printer was much cooler, right? I should start with that one. Laser is not cool at all. It's just
I think
boring.
it's cool.
One of you guys who has RDWorks.
RDWorks? No.
It's on the company Google Drive, so he can share with you.
Okay.
Yeah. Besides, it's like PC only, Windows only. So
It's on Windows One. It's another issue, yes. So, and I don't use Apple anymore because every single weird software we have, everything is it's Windows based. So.
Yep.
Any other questions?
What if you just double click after you
I don't
download
think
the
so.
whole folder? Why don't you just go to
I think we're working on RD. What is it? RDS? RDS?
RDWorks?
RDWorks.
RD works. Wambo, so ask everyone to send to like an email or something that we can get all the DXFs. So you guys export the sketch as DXF, right?
I think
So
so.
perfect. You have the right file, and again on the Inkscape. So if you have to do something that's like, oh, I need to always take into account the thickness of the material you want to do. If you want to do like a box or something 3D. So if you say I need to make a box, and for example, let me go back to Fusion. That can be easy to explain.
Oh yeah.
No, not this. This guy, for example. So I took into account the thickness of the material. So I made like a stitching, so you can see, and the size of the stitching matches the thickness of the material. So for example, let me just hide everybody here. So if you take into account, like for example, the acrylic is the material I used was 3 millimeters. So I make the holes at 3.1 millimeters. So it'll be easy to assemble. Just take those information into account. Okay, I think that's it. It's supposed to be an easy and faster workshop. No extra questions, or if you guys have any doubts, you guys can email me at max@beckerbrains. It's much cooler when I'm there, and we can do things together and can just workshop remotely. It's not fun at all. So I hope next year everything works. Yes.
I have a question.
Oh, we do have a question.
Yes.
How did you make the text follow the rim of the ornament?
Oh yes. Okay. Let's do this. So I'm gonna do this. So did you ungroup this entire thing?
Did I select it all? No.
Yeah. No. You select once, and you right click, and there is option says ungroup,
I don't click anything.
Oh, okay.
and you ungroup it because you want to select the internal rim, the internal. So let me do this on the side so you can see it. I'm gonna do a circle here, simple, and I'm gonna do a text.
You won't connect this computer back into the
Okay. And in order for me to make those two guys align, I'm gonna select the text. With a shift key, I'm gonna select the circle. I'm going to text, put to path, and zoom.
Thank you.
And you can rotate where you want. And if I want to move this guy to the internal part, you just select it by itself. You don't select both. You rotate, and you move to the side. And if it's too big, you can just always shrink a little.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
What name do you say that?
I don't think so.
So laser rush. Exactly.
Perfect. Okay, guys, was good. Teach you. I wish I start with the laser, then go to the 3D printer. It's because they use the same principle that sketches. And but yes, I believe yesterday was much cooler. Anyway, if you guys need anything, you guys be free to email me or talk to Emma. Emma can always I'm always talking to Emma, so maybe you can guys just show up. You were talking. Anyway, thank you so much for your patience. And anyone has any other question or no? Okay.
I think we're all set. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Everyone.
Good luck. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.